Good morning, students. Today we will discuss about the poem Animals, written by Walt Whitman. Walt Whitman is a major figure in early American poetry. He broke the tradition of rhymed and metrical poetry. The poem Animals is from his work Song of Myself in Leaves of Grass. Let's start a brief introduction of the poem. Walt Whitman has shown the comparison between human beings and animals in his poem. He has pointed out the evils present inside the human brain, which he thinks that animals are much better than human beings. Now, let's start the poem. I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self contained. I stand and look at them long and long. In the first stanza, the poet Whitman compares men to animals. He finds that man lacks many virtues that animals have. The poet said that he could turn and start living with animals because they are calm and self confident. Moreover, they are well contented, according to the poet. The animals are not easily upset or excited, and they are not dependent on or influenced by others. Hence, the poet stands and looks at the animals for a very long time. They do not sweat and whine about their conditions. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. Not one is dissatisfied, not one is demented with the mania of owning things. Not one knees to another, not to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. According to the poet, unlike human beings, the animals do not get into a state of anxiety and they do not complain about their condition. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins, and they do not discuss their duty to God the way the humans do, which makes the animal better than the human beings. He also said that animals are contented with their lot. They don't sweat and whine. They do not have the mania of owning things. They don't lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. However, humans are not contented. They creep and grumble. They are unhappy and materialistic. Humans are dissatisfied with everything. So they show their relations to me and I accept them. They bring me tokens of myself. They evince them plainly in their possession. I wonder where they get those tokens. Did I pass that way huge times ago or drop them? In the poem, the poet also tells us that he feels more at home with animals than humans, whom he finds complicated and false. The poet has a deep desire to learn from animals as they do not have any kind of falsehood. The poet is much surprised at their show of relation to him as they. Thus, he wants to learn from them because though he had dropped those tokens carelessly once, the animals make no judgment about it. Through this poem, the poet Walt Whitman tells frankly that he feels more comfortable with animals rather than his fellow human beings. He has lost so much faith in the race of man that he wants to turn and change his position with animals. Human beings have become mad running after material possessions. They are a bundle of complications, contradictions and confusions. Their conscience is not clear, and so they suffer from nightmares and weep for their sins. Thank you. Have a nice day.